What's going on, you guys? I'm here with another video today, and that's right, as I promised, we've got another OTS championship deck profile. If you guys are new here, consider subscribing. Be sure to hit that notification bell. That way you guys will be notified whenever I upload. So this time around, we got heroes, you guys, and we have an undefeated in Swiss. Unfortunately finished third place, but still undefeated in Swiss deck profile, similar to the one yesterday where the Grandma Ju Stun deck went undefeated in Swiss. You know, then you play in top 8. He ended up getting third, but again, when you get top 4 in these OTS championships, you get your invite to nationals. Now, I know with everything going on in the world, I don't need to talk about it anymore, but there might not be a nationals. We don't know what's going to happen, but still, to get your invite is super important every year. No matter what, you should always prioritize getting that, because that's like your main ticket into nationals for free. So it's easily one of the best things you can do if you're trying to up your competitive level. I think Heroes is an amazing deck this format. I want to give a shout out to my boy Carlos Morales for sending me the deck profile. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. We're just going to go into it and just talk about it. I think Heroes are an extremely solid choice this format. I think they were awesome before. I think they're even better now. Master Rule 5, I think they're going to be really scary, because without the limitations of link arrows, they're gonna be able to just kind of go fusion crazy. And anyone that's been playing Heroes from back in the day knows how crazy the fusions were. The fusions have gotten way better over the years, and you guys already know how scary Dark Law is. All the synergy that the deck has got, all the new cards that the archetype has gotten, plus all the cards that will come off the ban list for this deck. I think this deck is shaping up to easily be one of the best decks of the format. I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments below, what you think of Heroes. I think Heroes are going to be insane, and I think that, you know, in the hands of the right pilot, they're just going to do wonders. And even though we don't have a ban list yet, when we do, we'll see if anything gets hit on this deck, but I really don't think anything will get touched, and I think Heroes will definitely shape up to be one of the best decks in our new format. So yeah, without further ado, we'll get into the deck profile. So hand traps, the only hand trap is triple copies of Ash Blossom. Most generic hand trap. I've said it before. Easily the auto include in most decks when you're not sure what hand trap to play. This card stops so many cards in the game. It's just so good to have, just really good against a lot of problematic things. Shaddoll Fusion can be a problem for this deck if they don't establish a Dark Law or don't have a way to Dark Law. Being able to Shaddoll Fusion and then go off is crazy. Ash Blossoming that is huge. Being able to Ash Blossom any of the pots and the stun matchups or anything like that is great too. Ash is just a solid card overall. For the heroes, we've got a Destiny Hero Celestial. We got the one copy of Dynatech. The triple copies of Malicious. Now this is the one card people are saying they might hit, similar to the OCG, how they put this to 2 for the deck. I think Malicious is just so strong. It does so much for the deck. I could potentially see them doing that to our deck here in the TCG like they did in OCG, but honestly right now they might just leave everything alone. I think that since they've been bringing back all the hero support, everyone knows that Japan loves heroes and Konami in general loves heroes. They get so much support year after year that I think that maybe Malicious will stay for another format. If it does, it's going to be crazy. Easy, one of the best link fodders, and when you no longer are limited by your links, you can just do so much more. So this card is crazy. The one copy of Plasma, one of my favorite cards in the deck. Old school skill drain card. Card's just insane, very easy to summon, and just very strong. Ending on this in Dark Law is very hard for the opponent to get around. The one copy of Honest Neos. This card is pretty sacky, but this card is nice, being able to just guarantee that your battle goes through and that you can OTK your opponent. This deck can go first or second. Going second, it can OTK using Honest Neos, so this card is nuts. I think it's really solid for the deck. One of is perfect. You don't need more than that. Same with the next card, one of the super hyped cards out of one of the last sets, the Liquid Soldier. This card is great, but if you notice, most players, they don't play more than one. There's no reason to. This card is just very solid for what it does in the deck, and I think that, you know, this is one of the best support cards the deck could have gotten recently. Of course, the 2 copies of Shadow Mist is how you make your Dark Law, is how you get your Mass Change. Yeah, you just play this card. This card's nice. You get the one copy of Solid Soldier. Very solid utility card. Very good card in the deck in general. Main star of the show, triple copies of Stratos. Like I said, Japan loves heroes. It took forever for Stratos to get freed, and now he's fully freed at 3. Heroes have been doing great things since Stratos came to 3, and I think that, like I said, we're going to continue to see them to do more things in the future. I think Stratos is just a great card in general. Has versatility of not only searching any basic monster in your deck, but also being able to pop cards on the field is super cool. So I think that's very solid as well. And for people who don't know, it doesn't target, so that's extremely strong as too. Being able to just blow up your opponent's back row, they don't respond, so it's nice. The one copy of a Dusted Gold. I know this card is still really pricey. This card is nice though, being able to get your Dark Fusion, being able to get your Bane, whatever you need on board is super important, and Adjusted Gold just helps that. Luckily, you only need 1 copy of it, so if you do invest in it, at least it's just a one-of investment. You got the triple copies of Ferris. This card is cool. Just easy summon. Very easy way to link climb. Very easy way to just get your combos going. I think the card's really nice. He also opted for 2 copies of Increase. I know people play this card as well. Being able to being able to use this card in tandem with all your other cards is super important as well. So I like this card as well. And then 2 copies of Vion. Standard Vion just gets you going and whatnot. Being able to add Poly is super important too, so I really like this. That's it for the end of the monsters. Very heavy monster lineup. You shouldn't be surprised at standard heroes. You have to play all these cards. The one of Hero Lives. Very brave to play this card. This card, I just remember the nightmares of activating this, getting an Ash Blossom. Like, it sucks. Like, this card is so strong though if it resolves. Being able to summon Stratos for free is ridiculous. Like, you just win usually when that goes off. It's like an OTK. So this card's very solid. There's no reason not to play it. You might as well, just try to get lucky with it. You better put your opponent on better habits. So card's pretty nice. 2 copies of Call by the Grave so that if they do have it, you negate it. Call by the Grave is nice. I'm not sure if I would have opted for 3 here. 2 is a good number as well for this deck. It just really depends. I think that the deck is so consistent and it's searching so consistent when it does. The 2 Call by probably gets the job done. The 1 ofs, the 1 Dark Calling to summon your Bane. The triple copies of E-Call, because why not? You can search anything in your deck. Triple copies of Fusion Destiny, probably one of the best cards in the deck, one of the best starters in the deck. It just does so much for you, being able to put a Fusion on board, plus being able to send Malicious is nuts. So I think this card is crazy. Like, you need to Ash Blossom this card. Like, this card is terrifying if it resolves. Triple copies of Lightning Storm, again, one of my favorite cards in the game right now. Just very good against back row decks. You need it for, Ultra Guys, Sub-Terrors, any kind of stun deck. The Grand Maju stun deck we saw yesterday. All those decks that play a bunch of back row, you just got to have this. It can be a total blowout in those matchups, and then you can just win because of it. So this card is insane. It's also a Raigeki. Everyone forgets that. Got the triple copies of Mass Change. Yeah, one of the best cards in the deck as well. Being able to make Dark Claw or any of your E-Hero fusions is ridiculous. Mass Hero fusions. And then you've got your one of Miracle Fusion. If it goes off, it's nice. This card is really solid. I do like this card a lot. I think that it's underrated, to be honest. I think I just remember back in the day playing this card, so it's one of my favorite cards in the hero strategy. 1 Poly, because you can use it. It's one of the few decks I know next to Prank Kids that can really utilize polymerization. And then the 1 of Rhoda, because being able to search any of your guys at will is nice. So that's it for the main deck. It's 44 cards, and a lot of people are gonna say, why so many cards? If you guys remember when Heroes won our Pasadena Regionals, like 46 cards. This deck just searches for days. The deck count doesn't matter. It can play more than 40 and be fine. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. That's it for the main deck. Side deck, triple copies of Lancia. Very interesting. He decided to play this. This card does still have its versatility. I think a lot of people forget about it. Hard to say if Orcus are really in the format, but it is decent against Spiral. It is decent against a lot of decks. What I really like with this card against Spiral is that it stops him from summoning Sleeper. I think that's huge because Sleeper is one of the biggest problems in this game. So I think Lancia is just a great card in general for that. 2 copies of Joel, standard. 2 copies of Nibiru. Card's just really good. Good against the mirror match, good against dinos, good against any deck that overextends. You Nibiru with them at the right time, it just ends the game. So this card is very, very solid. You can also fuse with this, so very, very cool. Then you've got your 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, standard, just extra back row removal to go with the Lightning Storms. Plus, also banishes the card, which is great. Triple copies of Dark Ruler No More, just literally nullify the board and just break the whole board, then your opponent can't play. Establish a Dark Claw, the game's over. And the triple copies of Evenly. Every video we'll say it with me, everyone. One of the best cards in the game. You got to play it. It's got to be in your main deck. It's got to be in your side deck. It's got to be somewhere. As long as you have it somewhere, you're good to go. On to the extra deck to wrap this up. We've got the 1 copy of Destiny Hero Dangerous. We've got the 1 copy of Dystopia. We got the 1 Absolute Zero. If you guys saw the new ruling update, unfortunately, Ab Zero does get nuked a little bit, but it's fine. I'm sure hero players will still find ways around that. Like I said, even with some of these weird master rulings, this deck's going to be just fine. So it's going to be fine to see what happens. Got the 1 copy of Sunrise, which is very solid. I really like this card. It's one of the best cards that came out as well in the set. This, along with Liquid Soldier, which is great cards for the hero deck in general, so that's fantastic. Got the 1 copy of Malicious Bane, one of the scariest, most expensive cards. This card is very hard to out. It's extremely strong, and I think it was just an added buff that the deck needed. And I think a lot of people just were taken back by its price tag. They were taken back by, man, I got to get a hold of this card. I got to do all these things for it. So I think this card's great, though, in the deck. Huge fan of that card, actually. 1 Mass Hero Acid, another huge fan of this. Being able to blow up your opponent's back row is ridiculous. And they lose 300 for their monsters. It's crazy. I think that's really solid as well. The 1 Mass Hero Blast, just for more versatility. 2 copies of Dark Law, probably the all-star of the deck. Just opening Dark Law Plasma is so hard to deal with, so hard to go against. You're under a skill drain and a macro. You add anything from your deck to your hand, and a card gets banished. Like, it's This card is a real pain, especially if they have it backed up in Honest Neos or something that can just take care of anything that tries to get over this card. Dark Law can win you a game by itself. This card is so strong. Makes your Salamangreat matchup insane. Makes your Spiral matchup insane. Like, you just do so many things with this card, so I really like it. You got the 1 copy of Adoration for Vision Heroes. You got the 1 copy of Trinity. You got for the links, that's it for all the fusions. A ton of fusions. Like I said, the deck is mostly a fusion deck these days, so it's very solid. For the links, you got the 2 copies of Cross Crusader. You need this card. You make this card a lot. Being able to summon a hero from your graveyard is very solid as well, because you're always link climbing, so this card does a lot. Helps you link climb even further. You get the 1 copy of Dread Decimator and the 1 copy of Wonder Driver. Both these cards come up. I played against heroes a lot myself, and both these cards do come up in weird situations, so I think it's good that Carlos thought to play both of them, because you want to have the versatility of both cards in your extra deck at all times. But yeah, that is it, you guys. That is my boy Carlos Morales' 3rd place, undefeated in Swiss hero deck profile. Like I said, I think heroes are fantastic this format. I think they can do a lot, and I think that we're going to see way more from them. With the new Master Rule, it'll be interesting to see how strong they are, how they get buffed, or if they get nerfed on the list or whatever, but I don't think that they'll be able to nerf the deck enough. I think the deck will still be able to play, and I think it's going to be awesome to see more of Stratos and Dark Law in our new April format whenever we get the list. But anyways, as always, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you did. You know, everyone stay healthy, stay happy, sanitize, do whatever you got to do to get through this quarantine and all this craziness that we're all going through. Like I said, we're going to have more deck profiles on the way, so stay tuned. Probably daily videos, close to daily videos, and we'll definitely be producing more content for you guys while we wait and see when it's time to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Again. But yeah, that's all I got to say, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.